Hi. Back again. Uh, if we were villains, ML Rio. So this is Dark Academia. This can be the first like big book I audio big book, the first like actual novel I audiobook, because like I've only done like Arthur Conan Doyle's like short stories and like Edgar Allan Poe's. So very different. Gonna be much longer. Yeah. Sorry about the wonky glasses. That's my trademark. The um I also don't know how I'm going to format this. Get prepared for a lot of outfit changes just with no context. I'm not just going to come back to the next sentence and nothing happened. Not even going to do an intro unless there's something crazy that I need to say, but I doubt it will be. I'm sorry about this long intro. I just want to preface it because I've not done one like this. Um, yeah, see, because I would split it up into chapters, but then this book is because it's Dark Academia and it's saying like it's like theatre kid thing. So it's Act 1 and Act 2 instead of like Chapter 1 to 20. Not very Percy Jackson, much more you hate me and don't want me to audiobook this. Which would explain why there aren't any other audiobooks, but you know, I'll be one of a kind. So it's worth it. Yeah, the other thing is reviews are very mixed. So if you don't blame me. Some people are like, oh, it's just pretentious and doesn't do it in a good way, and then others are like, yeah, but this is just what theatre kids are like, and I'm like, I don't know. Let me read it. So I shall read it to you, and we can decide. But I probably won't be putting my opinions in this video because let's be for real, it's gonna be too long already. So I just said for on this is supposed to be like I can speak English, and then I say for real. Anyway, yeah, just get into it. The pressure. Act 1. Oh, but then there's a prologue. Okay. Okay, I guess I could release prologue separately. I don't know. I don't know. I was still gonna release Act 1 and Act 2 separately though. Um, I sit with my wrist cuffed to the table, and I think, but that I am forbid to tell the secrets of my prison house. I could a tale unfold whose lightest world would harrow up thy soul. The guard stands by the door watching me, like he's waiting for something to happen. Enter Joseph Colborne. He is a greyer man now, almost 50. It's a surprise every few weeks to see how much he's aged, and he's aged a little more every few weeks, for 10 years. He sits across from me, folds his hands, and says, Oliver, Joe, heard the parole went your way. Congratulations. I'd thank you if I thought you meant it. You know I don't think you belong in here. That doesn't mean you think I'm innocent. No, he sighs. Checks his watch, the same one he's worn since we met, as if I'm boring him. So why are you here? I ask. Same fortnightly reason? His eyebrows make a flat black line. You would say fucking fortnight. You can take the boy out the theatre or something like that. He shakes his head, simultaneously amused and annoyed. Well, I say. Well what? The gallows does well. But how does it well? It does well to those that do ill, I reply, determined to deserve his annoyance. Why are you here? You should know by now I'm not going to tell you anything. Actually, he says, this time, I think I might be able to change your mind. I sit up straight from my chair. How? I'm leaving the force. Sold out. Took a job in private security. Got my kid's education to think about. For a moment, I simply stare at him. Colborne, I always imagined, would have to be put down like a savage old dog before he'd leave the chief's office. How's that supposed to persuade me, I ask. Anything you say will be strictly off the record. Then why bother? He sighs again, and all the lines on his face deepen. Oliver, I don't care about doling out punishment. Not any more. Someone served the time, and we rarely get that much satisfaction in our line of work. But I want to hang up my hat and waste the next 10 years. But I don't want to hang up my hat and waste the next 10 years wondering what really happened 10 years ago. I say nothing at first. I like the idea, but don't trust it. I glance around at the grim cinder blocks, the tiny black video cameras that peer down from every corner, the guard with his jutting underbite. I close my eyes, inhale deeply, and imagine the freshness of Illinois springtime. What it would be like to step outside after gasping I was singing Maximo Park earlier, sorry about that. After gasping on stable prison air for a third of my life. When I exhale, I open my eyes, and Colborne is watching me closely. I don't know, I say. I'm getting out of here, one way or the other. I don't want to risk coming back. Seems safer to let sleeping dogs lie. His fingers drum restlessly on the table. Tell me something, he says. Do you ever lie in your cell, staring up at the ceiling, wondering how you wound up in here, and you can't sleep because you can't stop thinking about that day? Every night, I say, without sarcasm. But here's the difference, Joe. For you, it was just one day, then business as usual. For us, it was one day and every single day that came after. I lean forward on my elbow so my face is only a few inches from his, so he hears every word when I lower my voice. It must eat you alive, not knowing who, not knowing how, not knowing why, but you didn't know him. He wears a strange, queasy expression now, as if I've become unspeakably ugly and awful to look at. You kept your secrets all this time, he says. It would drive anyone else crazy. Why do it? I wanted to. Do you still? My heart feels heavy in my chest. Secrets carry weight, like lead. I lean back. The guard watches impassively, as if we're two strangers talking in another language, our conversation distant and insignificant. I think of the others. Once upon a time, us, we, did wicked things. But they were necessary to, or so it seemed. Looking back years later, I'm not so sure they were. And now, I wonder, could I explain it all to Colburn, the little twists and turns and final exodos? I study his blank open face, the grey eyes winged now by crow's feet, but clear and bright as they have always been. All right, I say. I'll tell you a story, but you have to understand a few things. Colburn is motionless. I'm listening. First, I'll start talking after I get out of here, not before. Second, this can't come back to me or anyone else. No double jeopardy. And last, it's not an apology. I wait for some response from him, a nod, or a word, but he only blinks at me, silent and stoic as a sphinx. Well, Joe, I say, can you live with that? He gives me a cold sliver of smile. Yes, I think I can. That's the end of the prologue. And then yeah, I've noticed now it says like scene one, but like obviously I didn't know that before because I haven't read the book. So yeah, I'll split it up into that. That was kind of a waste of a long intro. I'm sorry for wasting your time, but I'll leave it there for the so you know how my brain works. I don't know. And then you know how it's gonna work from now on. You know, so it's yeah. I'll split it up per scene and just do a little playlist. Um, yeah, I mean I'm seeing the pretentious. I can't lie, I am seeing that pretentious come through, but I'm living for it, to be honest. Like, I don't know why, it's annoying, but I love it. Fair dickhead, what can I say? Anyway, hope you enjoyed. Be back for the next one, because there's going to be a lot of them. Oh no, there's only 2 acts. Okay, but how many scenes are there? Anyway, I'll stop so you guys can actually leave. Bye, have a nice day. Subscribe, comment, follow. I also do gaming content if you're just like an OG audiobooker. Yeah. So you can check that out. You can check out my Twitch. But if that's not your thing, that's fine. I've got my audiobook playlist. Just audiobooking and it will be fine.